So, what going on? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but just know some of there now, Zine. Just don't forget to like and subscribe. And just share the video with a friend we know now no money. Alright, so 200,000 miles. Why so much people afraid of 200,000 miles? A lot of people believe it's just time to get a new vehicle. But based on my experience, 200,000 miles, it's achievable. As long as you do the proper maintenance on your vehicle before things start to break down, your car can last over 200,000 miles. So in this video today, I'm going to show you some simple stuff that you can do as a car owner to ensure that your car lasts long. Alright, so we're going to kick off this video by doing our fluid check. So this entire area underneath the hood is called our engine bay because this is where the engine is located. But since we're doing our fluid checks, we're just going to move to the left to the containers, which are called reservoirs. So what we're doing is basically just ensuring that all the reservoirs are at the max. The fluid is at the max level, so we don't have nothing to worry about later. See? And that's basically what a fluid check is. To check your engine oil level, you just need to pull out your dipstick, and on the dipstick it should have two markings. The one closest to man is the maximum and the one furthest from man is the minimum. Ideally, you want your engine oil level to be in between those two markings. But for any reason, it's closest to the one that's low. You need to just fill it up with some more engine oil and check around the area to see if there's any leaks. If there's any leaks, you need to just take your car to a shop, a good shop, not a sketchy shop, and get it checked out before something go wrong. Checking your transmission fluid level is the same procedure as checking your engine oil. The only difference is that your transmission fluid will more have a reddish, pinkish color, but it's the same procedure. And if you should ever get confused on which fluid goes where, just check the cap of the reservoir and it will actually tell you what fluid goes inside. Your battery, simple thing that's to maintain. All you have to do is just ensure that your terminals, which are the connections, are tight and free from corrosion. If your terminals are loose, you'll have problems starting sometimes, or your car probably won't even start. So when you're doing your fluid checks, just ensure that you include your batteries too, because they're important. So I'm driving down the highway, right, and I noticed that my steering wheel, it keeps moving from left to right, or just pulling in one direction. What does that mean? It could mean anything, including a bent rim, a loose suspension part, the wheel need balancing, a lump in your tire, alignment. It could mean a lot of stuff. The best thing you can do in this situation is just take it to a legit tire shop and just get it checked out before things start get worse. Alright, so we're on tire now. So why are tires so important? Well, this is the part of the vehicle that supports all the weight, and not only that, it's the only part of the vehicle that has direct contact with the road. So not only do you need tires to support all that weight, you need good tires for a great and smooth driving experience. So this is an example of what a good tire looks like with the tread depth and even wear, and these are examples of what tires should not be looking like. And if your tire look like this, you need to do better. You need to go get some new tire. See? Okay, so since we're already on tires and wheels, let's just talk about the brake system real quick. So the brake system is basically responsible for allowing your vehicle to come to a complete stop or slow down. And how it works in less than a second. In the simplest term I can explain this is that when you press your brake pedal, your brake pad, which is this material, it kisses with your brake rotor, causing you to ultimately come to a complete stop, right? So that's the reason why you need a lot of brake material on your brake pad so you can stop better. So how can you tell if your brake pad is low? Well, it's kind of simple because every brake pad should come with this metal piece right here. And when your brake pad is running low and you hit the brake, this metal piece will rub against the rotor, causing a very high-pitched sound. And that's your indicator telling you that you need to change your brakes or you need to get it checked out, isn't it? Out of curiosity, I was just doing some research. Come to find out that in the US alone, we have over 2 million car accidents per year. And half of that number is caused by inclement weather, but more specifically, rainfall. During a heavy rainfall, people tend to panic a lot, not just because the vehicle is more susceptible to hydroplaning, but because of that vision impairment. When you turn on your wiper blade and your wiper blade doesn't perform the function that it should, you To lessen incidents like these, inspect your wiper blade for rips, tears, and cracks. If your wiper blade have any of them treated, you need to dash it away and get no wiper blades. Stop playing with your life. So, I know this might be a lot of information to take in at once, but that's the whole purpose of me creating this video, so you can always rewatch it. So the next thing is not to lend your car to people that you know don't take care of their own vehicle. Self-explanatory. Another underestimated thing that can actually help your car to last long are your lights, believe it or not. Especially your tail lights. It indicates to the driver behind you what direction you're trying to go in, or if you're trying to come to a stop or a slowdown. So you can imagine driving at night with no lights at all, how bad that situation can turn out to be. That's why it's important to just check your lights periodically and just ensure that everything is good. This video wouldn't be complete if I didn't mention anything about the engine. So the engine is that single most expensive component in any machine. It comes in all different type of form, shape and size, but the main purpose of the engine is to just produce the power so the wheels can get it so you can have your car driving. And to help with that, we have the engine oil. So what role does the engine oil plays in this? I'm glad you asked. So the engine oil is a lubricant that goes inside the engine. It protects the internal components of the engine so they can perform at maximum performance all the time. But the problem with the engine oil is that it starts to break down at 2,000 miles. So the ability for the engine oil to protect the components decreases. So that's why I recommend changing your oil every 4,000 miles, 5,000 miles if you're pushing it. If you can't remember anything else from this video, remember this. Changing your oil on time, every time, is the best thing you can do for your engine, especially if you're trying to make your car last as long as possible. Remember, engine oil is cheap, engines are expensive. Alright, so we are now at the end of the video. And I really hope this video was informative. I actually learned something. Just remember, your life could always be worse. So just always be thankful and grateful for what you got now, Zine. So until next video,